in 2 rows. And one time I noticed this boy agitatedly moving around in his seat, which was not like him. And I had a student teacher, so I left her in charge, and I took him out to ask him, what's going on with you? And I saw it's going to be a long story, so we went to the library. And he said there was a fight in the hallway of his apartment house. And this fellow went to him and said, I'm going to go to your girlfriend and spit in her face. And he evidently did that. Oh, and I told you, he said, if he does that, I'll kill him. Yeah. So he was planning to kill the boy. So I took him to the library, and I used to have them visit their wise person. And I'd take them up to this mountain, and they're in front of their own castle, and their wise person is up there. And so he did that, and the wise person gave him something. And then we came down from the castle, and I said, did your wise person give you something? And he says, yes, a bottle. A bottle? What was in the bottle? Anything? A piece of paper. What was on the paper? Nothing. It was blank. Now, usually, the kids didn't know the meaning of the thing they would get. In this case, and I would know. In this case, I had no idea. I said, what does that mean? Do you know? He says, yes. It means if I do what I was planning to do, kill a kid, the rest of my life would be a blank like this, like a piece of paper. I saved 2 lives. So anyway, yeah, a lot of memories. I told about the boy who I taught how to talk. Oh, and what was it? Oh, one girl couldn't read. And I went to Dr. Austin, that's why I went to him, and he was a psychologist, but it was something that he said. I don't remember what it was, but I figured out that she couldn't focus her eyes, that's why she couldn't read. So I said to her, now how did I know how to do this? I said, close your eyes and see your mother and your father. I said, point to your mother and your father. Her mother's here, and her father's way over there, at the opposite end of the room. So that evidently is why she can't read, because she's not focusing. So I said, bring your father up to stand next to your mother, okay? Are they together? Yes. Now read. She read with not one single mistake. Can you believe that? And they took her out of special ed at the end of the year. Yeah. I remember when I retired. Oh, I remember I loved teaching so much. I said I would do this even if they didn't pay me. But they offered me so much money. When you retire, what do you call that?
Severance package?
A pension. Yeah. Pension. That I just couldn't refuse. And that's why I have money now. Because I still get it. What else? Oh, so many wonderful thoughts.
Another song?
Other songs? Sing a song. Oh, what's that?
The phone.
Salt Lake Sun, UT. Salt Lake. Shireen. Charging.
Salt Lake Sun, UT.
I'm not going to take that. Other songs, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, here's the oldest song I know. Ramona, I hear those mission bells above. Ramona, they're ringing out the song of love. I bless you, caress you. I bless the day you told me you care. I'll always remember the rambling rose you wore in your hair. Ramona, when day is done, I'll hear you call. Ramona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. Here's another one. Blue Italian skies above. Twas on the Isle of Capri that I met her. Twas goodbye to the Isle of Capri. Blue, da 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 da. Blue Italian skies above. I said, lady, I'm a rover. Can you spare a sweet word of love? She whispered softly, it's best not to linger. And then as I kissed her hand, I could see she wore a plain golden ring on her finger. 'Twas goodbye to the Isle of Capri. You know, did you know that not too long ago, fathers would find a husband for their daughters. It had nothing to do with love.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as the man was willing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was lucky because I met Charlie at a party. And these people had invited 2 men and 2 women to their party. I forget who it was, who the people were. And they intended Charlie for the other woman and a different man for me. The man was Jewish, Charlie was Unitarian. But I went home and wrote in my journal that night, met Charlie Gifford. He's not fat or bald and hasn't said anything stupid yet. And then he came to see me, and as he's leaving, he says, I'll see you later. I thought he meant later today, you know. So I called him up on the phone. I said, well, where are you? You're not here. You said you were going to see me later. He rushed back to my house. And then he met my husband, my father, and they fell in love with each other. Yeah, so even if it was in the, you know, my father was going to find someone for me to marry, he would have picked Charlie. And I know that when my father died, Charlie was sitting in the television room crying, weeping, and playing the favorite music of my father's on a record player, I guess. And he's crying and he's saying, goodbye, old friend, like that.
What was Poppy's favorite music?
I remember once he came from the Ukraine, and I guess he was talking to Faye, and she must have said she believes in God, and he says, I didn't know you were superstitious, because in Russia in those days they were, what do you call, atheists, I guess. And he never said anything like that to me. And we're looking out the back window one time, and he's saying, ain't nature beautiful? And then I asked him some kind of a question. Do you believe that, Daddy? He says, I believe everything. But, you know, he bought, he used to have a garden. He loved gardening. He had a garden in back of every one of his children's backyards. And when I was growing up, he used to always say, you have to talk to them. And when I grew up, I realized what he said. I said, Daddy, do you really talk to those plants? He said, of course. I said, what do you tell them? I tell them how beautiful they are. And he had bought 3 new gardenia plants. And the week that he died, those 3 plants died within the same week. So plants really have emotion, you know.
And for Poppy, Faye's belief in God was a superstition, but talking to plants was not a superstition.
But my mother once said to me, you always were your father's favorite.
Mm-hmm. I
remember he used to deliver milk. He was always in the food business. And when I was growing up, he was in the fruit and produce business. And so he used to deliver milk. And in those days, when he'd run up, I'd ride with him on the